Chapter 5. Danger on the 13th floor. As a child, I would often imagine the framework and hours of labor entailed to erect such a prodigious edifice as my stepfather's place of work. I can remember being there for the first time at the age of 12. Summer was nearing its end, with Labor Day weekend fast approaching. In the late afternoon hours on a Saturday or a Sunday, the building would be as empty as an abandoned courtyard and as quiet as a summer breeze. Crowds of people passing by become scarce as cars and trucks diminish until the street once again reclaims the night. There is nothing now but the ever-slow release of tranquility, emanating from the end of another stressful work week. Everyone was off in their own direction until Monday, and you could almost hear the quiet, peaceful hum of silence. The contentment I found while roaming the dimly lit corridors was a lull of placidity between myself and my thoughts. Perhaps the old-fashioned layout allured me with its forgotten past and untold stories that took place in an extravagant penthouse overlooking a stately promenade, or how the ever-brooding quietude could penetrate the stillness of a lonely heart and mind to transpose an ordinary day into a memorable occasion. As I ascended the spiral staircase of white textured marble, I could hardly wait to reach the penthouse on the 13th floor. Since it was one large room as opposed to 20 little ones, the ornate sign with its fancy lettering stated, "Penthouse Suite." This was understandable. What I did not understand, however, was how business owners in this day and age of logic still remained mindful of the fact, thus glorifying the fanaticism and arbitrariness of our frightened ancestors who once lived in the dark. Why can't we forge ahead? Why won't they simply inscribe the 13th floor? What would happen? Would people tear their hair out and scream aloud? Would they become imbued with terror and hurl themselves to their death? The 13th floor of the adjoining building is presented to guests and occupants as the 14th floor, which only goes to prove that even man, in all his boastings, can be easily susceptible to silly superstitions laced in fear, carried over from an earlier century. Back in the Middle Ages, if you inadvertently belched while walking down the street, the townspeople of the community would assume you had a demon and would disembowel you. People weren't safe back then, for the world was upheaved in madness. 500 years later, people still wish to believe that dark forces hide within numbers. In other words, residing on the 13th floor is perfectly okay, providing the elevator that takes you there tells you it's the 14th floor. Comment us if you want to read the full story. Stay tuned for more such mysterious stories. Subscribe to our Painting Worlds with Words YouTube channel.